There comes a moment in life when your closet stops feeling like you. The clothes still fit, they still look fine, but something feels disconnected. And that moment usually comes after change. A breakup, a career shift, a period of depression, motherhood, loss, growth. When life changes, identity shifts. But often your wardrobe stays frozen in the past, and that disconnect feels uncomfortable. Reinventing your style is rarely about fashion, it's about integration. When you go through something emotionally intense, your brain reorganizes your sense of self. The version of you that existed before the event doesn't fully match the version emerging after it. And clothing is one of the fastest ways to experiment with that emerging identity. Psychologically, reinvention restores agency. When something in life feels out of your control, choosing how you present yourself becomes stabilizing. You might cut your hair, change your color palette, shift from oversized to structured, or from muted to bold. It's not vanity, it's signaling. There's a concept in psychology called self-signaling. We interpret our own behaviors as evidence of who we are. When you choose a new aesthetic, you're sending yourself a message. I am evolving. That message reshapes confidence. Reinvention also creates narrative closure. If you've gone through heartbreak, trauma, or even just personal stagnation, your old clothes can carry emotional residue. They remind you of who you were during that phase. Letting go of certain pieces isn't dramatic, it's symbolic. It says, that chapter is complete. But reinvention doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't mean becoming unrecognizable. In fact, the healthiest style reinvention isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more aligned. Sometimes growth makes you softer. Sometimes it makes you sharper. Sometimes it makes you bolder. Sometimes it makes you simpler. Your wardrobe should reflect who you are becoming, not who you were surviving as. There's also something neurological happening when you change your style. Novelty stimulates dopamine. Trying something new activates reward pathways in the brain. It creates a sense of forward motion, and forward motion feels like hope. That's why a style change can feel like momentum during healing. Even if everything else feels slow, your appearance reflects progress. But here's the important distinction. Reinvention should feel empowering, not performative. If you're changing your style to prove something, to an ex, to social media, to the world, that energy will feel anxious. If you're changing it because it feels aligned, it will feel grounding. Healing through style isn't about external validation, it's about internal congruence. When you look in the mirror and feel recognition instead of confusion, that's alignment. And alignment is healing. Because trauma, heartbreak, and major life transitions often fragment identity. You feel like pieces of you don't match anymore. Reinventing your style helps integrate those pieces. It gives the new version of you a visible form. And sometimes, seeing that form helps you believe in it. So if you've been feeling disconnected from your wardrobe lately, maybe it's not boredom, maybe it's growth. Maybe you're not meant to fit into those old clothes energetically anymore. Maybe you're ready to choose pieces that represent who you are now. Reinvention isn't about abandoning your past. It's about honoring your evolution. If this resonated with you, subscribe and join this space. We're building a community of women who understand that fashion isn't just about trends. It's about identity, healing, and emotional growth. And if you know someone who's quietly reinventing herself right now, share this with her. Because sometimes healing doesn't start with a dramatic breakthrough. Sometimes it starts in front of the mirror,